Hello everybody, and welcome to the last video of 2024. We've just come to Padley Gorge, have a bit of a wander. There was some mist in earlier, seems to be sort of coming and going. Some lovely scenes dotted around, so grab some shots. But yeah, best to have a quick chat about what 2024 has been like, and we'll have a wander through, see what sort of shots we can get, and give you a bit of a gallery at the end. But for now, let's get a wander in, try and get away from the people and see what's around. So obviously Padley Gorge, it's great most times of the year. We've got mist rolling in and out, which may or may not stick, we don't know, but we're going to have a wander in. Regardless, some fantastic characters here, and there's so much you can work with. The only thing I've got to watch for is basically dog muck everywhere at the moment. Unfortunately, it is a popular dog walking spot, and unfortunately most people these days, they've got a dog because it's trendy and they have no idea how to look after it. So you do have to be a little bit careful in these popular spots. But we'll have a wander in. The flow on the brook is quite strong, so there's a chance of some nice sort of handheld long exposures going on. And hopefully we'll get some of these beautiful characters, some nice bit of separation going on, literally just from the fact that it's quite damp in the air. But we're staying sort of roadside at the moment, and then we'll probably cross over and get into like the sort of wildwood. But lots of stuff to capture, lots of stuff to talk about, so let's get a wander in. Obviously, we've come out of the autumn colours really now. There's a couple of little bits holding on, but most of it's all gone. So this is like just into winter. So yeah, there's going to be a few bits and bobs. The rain's sort of coming in on and off, but there's some lovely characters here that you just can't help but sort of capture and sort of, yeah, make some nice scenes out of. It's the sort of thing I started 2024 in the sort of area, similar sort of conditions. Never actually got down here through the summer months when it is very vibrant and you can get some really nice sort of fun colours, and yeah, everything's sort of very sort of easy to shoot. Main reason being is we've spent a lot of time this year doing wildlife shooting. Spent quite a few weekends up at Bempton Cliffs up in East Yorkshire shooting the gannets and the puffins. Did a lot of work in some of the other reserves up there. Essentially we've sort of shifted quite a lot of the year into wildlife, which I've really enjoyed. I do love a bit of wildlife. Like I say, my main background with photography isn't the big landscapes, it's doing these sort of woodland scenes and the wildlife. So it's been nice to sort of get back into that side of things. Obviously buying the big white lens, that helped quite a bit as well. So it's sort of, yeah, it sort of moved more into that side of things. But certainly landscape wise, woodland is my first love, and then sort of getting out into the mountains as well. You know, we've done a fair bit of that through the year, which if you've been sort of watching through the year, you've seen all the different things that we've been up to. As we stand at the moment, and so we're just coming down to where the Burbage Brook is. There's a few little cascades, and I think if we get really lucky, we might sort of pick something out. There's quite a few people on sort of the general side of the wood, so I'm going to try and sort of avoid them. There's a few people at the top paddling. Don't know why, it's sort of been raining, it's freezing cold, but you know, each to their own. But we'll try and get a few sort of shots. Settings wise today, I'm going to be between f4 and f8. Auto ISO, it's not massively bright, so getting anywhere up to ISO 1600. Shutter speed sorts itself out. I don't really worry about shutter speed. I can do handhelds forever, so it's not really a problem. But what I might do, drop the live ND on down there. Using the OM1 Mark II, obviously I've got another stop of live ND, so I can go NT128, so a 7-stop ND. These sort of conditions, I can do anything up to a 10-second handheld. See what the water looks like, play with the settings, but let's go and have a look and see what sort of things we can pick out. There we go, a couple of shots down the cascade. Some beautiful trees around, just being careful up there because there's quite a few people wandering by. Like I say, good flow. It kind of worked, about a 2-second handheld. Yeah, it's not too bad, nothing fantastic, but we'll see if there's anything a little bit better further down. But yeah, we'll get cracking on down and see what's down this other end. So I'll see a few little shapes as I'm looking down, just spin you around. So looking down the Burbage Brook, this way, there's a few little sort of shapes and bits. It might work just bringing something in, but these trees over this side are actually quite nice. So there's a chance for us to sort of bring in that in, but I need to get climbing up that bit now, get back on the track, and we'll have a wander down. Obviously, one of the other things that did happen in 2024 was I bought the OM1 Mark II. It was more of a, well, put it this way, I needed to get Tracy something for her birthday in June, and she's been using the OM1 Mark III for a couple of years. Always thought she'd never get on with an OM1, but doing the bird photography, I let her have a go with mine. And essentially she loved it that much with the new tracking and stuff like that I ended up buying the Mark II, and she got my old Mark I, so that was her birthday present. So that's kind of why I bought it. But there's some great features in here that, yeah, it's more of an evolution rather than a revolution from the Mark I, but the changes are quite handy. I'd say there's slightly better tracking from the autofocus, especially with the AO tracking of the birds. The live ND obviously goes a little bit further, and the live grad is really useful, especially got a bit of a bright area up top. You're not messing around with sort of physical filters. You can just drop it on, adjust it, take a snap, and it bakes into the RAW without any issues. So yeah, that's been sort of one of the major changes. Obviously I bought Big White, the 150-400, which is an unbelievably good lens. I still think that the 300 has the edge very, very slightly on image quality, but the versatility that I get from that one has been fantastic. So also got some fantastic Kingfisher shots this year, which have always been, you know, one of those things that I've never really got well. And managed to find a few sites that have been absolutely perfect for the Kingfishers. They've been great. So yeah, fantastic wildlife setup, and absolutely love doing all the wildlife shooting this year. If you've seen the video a couple of weeks back where we're out in the camper van, you'll see we did mostly wildlife that weekend, but some other bits interspersed. I'll sort of just pop the link up there if you've not seen it. Essentially, yeah, that's what we do now. We're out and about in the camper van, and we're just taking so many different places. Like I say, we've been away this weekend again, just into the Peak District, and yeah, we found ourselves at Padley Gorge just because we were driving by. It's absolutely great for it. But when you've got trees like this around, yeah, you can't really go wrong here. Good. Keep on wandering now, a bit further down the hill. A few more snaps coming up, and we'll sort of meet up with you in a short while, possibly some more cascades, and we'll see what we get. So a few of the things I've not done this year, didn't really do any fungi photography, which we normally do each year. Main reason being, sort of things didn't really pan out when the fungi season was in. It does seem to be quite short this year, but it never really sort of panned out, so something that we didn't end up doing. The other thing I really didn't do this year, which because I really should have done, was actually done a bit more autumnal photography. Did a couple of scenes, Borrowdale, and sort of a couple of bits up in North Yorkshire, but didn't really do much else. Main reason being is we had the storms come through this year quite early, so essentially what should have been, you know, sort of nice golden colours were there for a few days, and then everything was stripped by the storm, so it kind of messed with it a little bit. But I think the shots that I got, I think they've been well worthwhile, and I've not really had any sort of problems with the fact that, yeah, I missed it too much. One of the things that I'm going to be doing more sort of next year is doing more printing. Now we've got a printer. It's an A3 Plus. It's not one of the huge sort of A2 things, mainly because we wanted something that we could sort of print stuff out if we fancied, you know, doing something that looked all right, but didn't take up too much wall space or something like that. Just something we can look at, you know, so you've got a proper tangible image. So I'll be doing a few videos on that. If it's something you're interested in, drop us a comment down below. I'll actually do sort of more specific thing on how sort of the setup for the print works and stuff like that. But yeah, that will be happening more, especially since we've got effectively some cracking shots from different locations that work really well being printed. So yeah, we're doing quite a bit more of that, I think, over the next 12 months. And hopefully, like I say, these sort of scenes, more woodland, more landscape when we're in the mountains, and just try and mix it up a bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit more than I did this year, because like I say, the wildlife did take precedence this year. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, and that's the main key to this. Get out there and enjoy your photography. There's too much an emphasis these days on you've got to sort of go out to produce perfect shots. You know, this is all about your portfolio and stuff like that, which is a little bit false. As far as I'm concerned, get out there and enjoy your photography. The rest of it will come in time. So that's generally what I tend to do. So having done essentially quite a lot of photography through 2024, essentially we've decided this year that every weekend we're getting away in the van, so that's what we're doing. At the time of recording, we've got 4 weekends left to go, so it's looking pretty good so far. But it's basically meant that things have been quite varied. There's been quite a few different sort of opportunities for different styles of photography, which hopefully you've sort of seen a few times through the videos. Like I said, the video is more of a is a snapshot of something where we are at the weekend, rather than being, you know, sort of a documentation of all the photography that I do. As I said before, I do one-to-ones and workshops, and it's not like an elitist thing. You know, I don't go out there, charge a few £100, spend a day with you showing you what you already know. This is more sort of an advanced photo walk where I can help you get the most out of your camera and sort of give you a little bit more confidence if you're out and about. You know, be able to see the shots that ordinarily you wouldn't see. Did a photo walk, just a general photo walk in Cannock Chase in October. That was really good. I'll probably be doing another one of those, possibly in Cannock Chase again actually, sort of heading into springtime, because I think that'd be quite nice. But keep an eye on sort of the website and sort of the socials, essentially sort of around that sort of time, and we'll sort of see what happens on that front if you want to sort of come along. Like I said, that's the sort of thing I don't charge for. We just get together, group of like-minded photographers, go and photograph some trees. Fantastic. And as the rain starts to come down again, which actually wasn't forecast, but we'll take it, it'll be fine. Come across the road onto the Longshore Estate. Lovely little cascade. Nothing spectacular. Yeah, reasonably photogenic, but not bad. The light though is completely gone. We've got nothing at all. So this is where the black and white comes in. It's one thing that I've always done right from back in the day when I was shooting film. If I was going to go out and it was going to be flat light, or essentially what I'd term sort of a dead day, switch over to black and white. It just saves things quite nicely. I've done a few videos on that list here. I think, yeah, it's an important thing to keep in mind, just to keep you out with your camera and sort of having fun. You know, a lot of the time you sort of feel a bit down because you're not being able to get shots in, stuff like that. Yeah, that can save a day really easily. But yeah, a few bits and bobs that I've tried to sort of come across, yeah, through the year anyway. Hopefully it's been useful for you, seeing the videos and sort of seeing how things have developed through the year. Go grab a couple of snaps of this sort of little cascade now, and sort of head on up through the Longshore Estate, because it's quite drizzly at the moment. It's giving quite a lot of mood to the trees, so I might be able to get something looking through a little bit more sort of an open tree line. But I'll get the Osmo pot away because I don't really want to get that soaked, because that's not waterproof. Grab a shot of this and we'll keep on wandering. Now, another thing that Mainly on social media I've been asked about this year is how I handhold things and get such long exposures without using a tripod. Two reasons on that. One is I tend to use the 12-100 f4 Pro lens, and that's got Sync IS. So essentially on the M1 Mark II, 8.5 stops of stability. Couple that with the M1's little feature that's got in there called Handhold Assist, which lets you see how you're actually sort of moving the camera in a very sort of fine way. That can give me fairly reliably, as long as it's not too windy, not being buffeted around, up to about 40 seconds handheld. Feels like it's a superhuman feat, and compare it to a lot of the general sort of, especially the full frame cameras, they just can't do that sort of thing. This can, and that, it transformed the photography. So you've got an amount of, you know, what I would say, unshootable conditions without a tripod. I don't bother, I just take the camera, I know I can do it. Those shots I just took of the Cascade there, they're 6-second handheld. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not something that I particularly worry about saying, oh, yeah, pushing half a second here, I'm going to struggle. It's not a problem. It's actually something that Henry Turner, don't know whether any of you sort of watch his channel or know of him, he's bought an OM5 and he's just discovering live ND and the fact that he can do half a second handheld. Henry, if you're watching, give me a shout, have a play with this, I'll show you exactly what you can do with an omsystem camera. So there we go, the end of 2024. I'll be taking a couple of weeks off now, so I'll sort of see you back in the new year with new videos. I'm going to shift things around a while. I'll actually be, rather than doing it on the Wednesday at midday, I'll be doing it on Friday at midday. Just change things around a bit, make things a little bit easier with the scheduling for me. So yeah, you'll see me then on Friday in the new year. But hopefully 2024 has been good for you. Hope 2025 is just as good. If you do celebrate Christmas, enjoy it. Obviously enjoy the break through to New Year as well, but from quite a mixed conditions, Padley Gorge and Longshore Estate. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in the new year. Take care.
Underground for so long. Forgot how the sunlight feels, hidden just out of reach, down below, waiting for time to reveal 100 new colors in me, even if it takes 100,000 years to finally like any other, something undiscovered, left to crystallize. Give it time, put it under pressure.